So looking at the screen now, looking at the arrow on the screen in more detail. As we said, this white line is the play point. When a picture on the waveform passes that play point, that's when you hear it. This top line is a close-up of the song in deck 1. This line is a zoomed out image of the whole waveform of song 1. The bottom line is the song in deck 2, and the image up here is a zoomed out waveform of the whole song in deck 2. The wider the waveform, the louder. So you can see here, this is a very quiet part. Here, a loud kick drum. Different waveforms, different sounds. So now on to crates. In the library we talked about folders, unfolding and refolding folders to see playlists. Further down in the library you get these yellow boxes. These are Serato's own crates. All of these folders are part of, if you follow it up to the top, our iTunes library. In the iTunes library, I cannot move songs around, I cannot edit the titles, I cannot delete them because they're not part of a Serato library, they're part of the iTunes library. I can change the order by sorting by alphabet or by the number, but these are still in, or by the BPM, but these are still in the iTunes library. However, the songs in crates, if I come to these, I can sort, I can delete, I can get rid of them, control and delete. I have a lot more power, I can rename them. It's up to you whether you use iTunes to sort your songs or whether you use Serato crates. There are pros and cons for both, and for more information I recommend a Google search on Serato crates versus iTunes, or how to store your music in Serato DJ. The one thing that Serato will do that you might want to know about is when you put a song into a deck, if it's a brand new song, it will take a few seconds to create the waveform image. This is known as song analysis. It's worth just being aware that that happens and to give each new song a few minutes just to do it. It doesn't take ages, but it's worth knowing that it happens. One great function of how Serato hooks up with iTunes is if you have a good set or a nice take and you want to remember what songs you played, you can come over here to history and find a full playlist of what you've just played. You can click on it and then down here export and the format. So if your format is CSV, that's comma separated values, it's just a list. But if you format as M3U, that's a playlist which, as long as all those songs that you played were in your iTunes library, an M3U format export opened in iTunes will instantly list all the songs you just used and make them available for future use back in your iTunes library. Very handy.
In tracks.